All right, today we are talking about a piece of tech that is completely changing the game for artificial intelligence. It's called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or, RAG for short. And honestly, it's the reason AI is about to get so much smarter, way more accurate, and a whole lot more useful to you. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with a perfect example, right here. On the left, you ask a normal AI about something that just happened, and nope, it's stuck in the past. But look at the right. That's the same AI, but powered up with RAG. It knows the answer right away. This right here is the exact problem that RAG was built to solve, that big, frustrating knowledge gap. And, that knowledge gap is just one of the big issues with even the fanciest large language models. Their knowledge is basically frozen solid the day their training ends. And since that training can cost millions, you can't just keep redoing it. So that means no real-time info. It means they can sometimes just hallucinate, make stuff up. And this is the big one, they have absolutely no idea what's in your company's private documents or your own personal files. So how do we fix all that? Well, that's exactly where RAG comes in. The best way to think about it is like you're giving that super smart AI a library card. And not just to the internet, but a special library card to any set of information you want it to have access to. It's a really smart, elegant fix. Okay, so here's the official textbook definition. RAG is a method that makes a language model better by adding one critical step at the very beginning. Before it even tries to answer you, it first retrieves. It goes and looks up the most relevant, up-to-date facts from an outside source. The key is it looks things up before it speaks. And this is the simplest way to get it. A standard AI is taking a closed book test. It can only use what it memorized months or years ago. But in AI with RAG, it's taking an open book test. It gets to look at the textbook, check the latest news, and read any cheat sheets you give it. I mean, which one do you think is going to get the better grade?
Okay, the whole open book test thing is a great analogy, but let's peel back the curtain a little bit. How does this thing actually work under the hood?
It's really just a simple two-step process. First, you've got the retriever. Think of it like a super fast research assistant. When you ask a question, it instantly scans all the information you gave it. Could be websites, PDFs, whatever, and it pulls out just the most relevant little bits of text. Then comes step 2, the generator. That's the language model. It takes those specific facts it was just handed and uses only that information to write a perfectly crafted, accurate answer for you. Now here's the part that's really exciting. This isn't just some theory for giant tech companies to play with anymore. Building one of these has become surprisingly practical. So let's actually look at how you take this idea from theory and make it a reality. And I'm not kidding about it being practical. This quote is based on what developers are actually experiencing right now. The tools have gotten so good that you can go from just an idea to a fully working RAG app using your own data in about the time it takes to watch a movie. That is a huge, huge deal. And you don't need some crazy expensive setup either. The core ingredients are pretty simple. First, you need your data. The stuff you want the AI to know about. Then you need a smart search index, which is usually a vector database. Just think of it like a super organized card catalog for your library that understands the meaning of your data, not just keywords. And finally, you need the language model itself, the brain of the operation that puts it all together. So let's zoom out. Let's look at the big picture here. Why is this simple little two-step process such a massive deal? Why does this change everything for AI? Because this is what you get. RAG turns AI from this kind of creative but sometimes wrong brainstorming partner into an expert assistant you can actually rely on. By forcing every answer to be based on facts from a source you trust, you get AI that is accurate, that's trustworthy, and that can always have the latest information. And I really want to land on this number again. 1 hour. That's how fast this is moving. The speed is what's making this technology available to everyone. It means that a custom AI that knows your specific data isn't just for the biggest companies in the world anymore. It's for anybody. And that really brings us to the final thought here. For years, the big dream was to have an AI that gets our world, our business, our specific projects. Well, with RAG, that's not a dream anymore. It's here, it's accessible. So the question isn't if AI can learn what you know. The question is, what are you going to teach it first?